Introduction. Welcome to the enigmatic world where science and art collide in the most unexpected ways. I'm your guide today into a realm where laboratory equipment becomes artistic tools, where microbes paint masterpieces, and where the laws of physics bend to create visual poetry. What happens when the clinical precision of scientific methodology merges with the boundless imagination of artistic expression? The answer is nothing short of mesmerizing. Today, we'll explore the shadowy borderlands between disciplines, where scientists become artists and artists become scientists, giving birth to creations that defy conventional categorization. Art and science have long been considered separate domains, one subjective and emotional, the other objective and rational. But in the peculiar intersection we're about to explore, this distinction dissolves into something far more fascinating. These bizarre artistic experiments don't just challenge our aesthetic sensibilities, they redefine what we consider art itself. Are you ready to have your perceptions altered? Biological art. Let's begin our journey with perhaps the most bewildering artistic medium of all, life itself. Imagine canvases painted not with pigments from tubes, but with living, breathing microorganisms. Bacterial art emerges from petri dishes where different species of bacteria, each with their own natural pigmentation, are carefully placed to form intricate designs that literally grow before your eyes. The pioneering work of artist Alexander Fleming. Yes, the same Fleming who discovered penicillin, involved creating what he called germ paintings, using various bacteria with different natural colorations arranged on agar plates. But contemporary bioartists have taken this concept to unsettling new dimensions. Consider the work of Anna Dumitriu, who incorporates bacteria, textiles, and digital technology to create installations that explore our relationship with microbial life. Even more provocative is the realm of tissue culture art, where living cells are maintained outside their original organisms to create semi-living sculptures. The collective known as Symbioticae created victimless leather, a miniature jacket grown from immortalized cell lines that continued to grow throughout its exhibition. These living artworks blur the line between creator and creation, raising profound questions. At what point does a scientific specimen become art? And more disturbingly, what ethical considerations arise when your artistic medium is alive? Algorithmic and computational art. Our next venture takes us into the cryptic world of algorithmic art, where mathematical formulas and computer code give birth to visual wonders that human hands alone could never create. Generative art uses algorithms that introduce elements of controlled randomness, creating pieces that even their programmers cannot fully predict. Each viewing becomes a unique performance as the algorithm plays out its instructions with subtle variations. The haunting beauty of fractal art represents perhaps the most recognizable form of algorithm-based creation. These infinitely complex patterns, mathematical expressions made visible, reveal the hidden architecture of the universe, from the branching of trees to the structure of our own circulatory systems. The emergence of neural networks and artificial intelligence has opened even more perplexing artistic frontiers. When Deep Dream was released by Google engineers in 2015, it processed images through multiple layers of artificial neural networks, revealing the machine's pareidolia, its tendency to see patterns where none exist. The results were psychedelic nightmares. Skies filled with disembodied eyes, buildings morphing into dogs, and landscapes teeming with algorithmic hallucinations. These weren't merely distorted images, but windows into the mind of an artificial intelligence trying to make sense of visual data through pattern recognition. More recently, systems like DALL-E and Midjourney have demonstrated an uncanny ability to generate entirely original images from text prompts, challenging our understanding of creativity itself. Is the machine the artist, the programmer, or have we entered an era of collaborative creation between human and algorithm? Physics-based art now, let us turn to some of the most visually striking examples of science art, those harnessing the fundamental forces of physics. Ferrofluid sculptures present an almost supernatural spectacle. These magnetic liquids dance and morph in response to magnetic fields, forming temporary sculptures of perfect spikes and flowing forms that seem to defy gravity itself. Artists like Sachiko Kodama create installations where these black, oil-like substances contort into otherworldly formations that continuously transform before viewers' eyes. Equally mesmerizing is the ancient yet futuristic field of cymatics, the visualization of sound. When sound waves pass through materials like water, sand, or non-Newtonian fluids, they create geometric patterns that become increasingly complex with higher frequencies. These patterns aren't random. They're physical manifestations of mathematical relationships inherent in sound waves. Each frequency creates its own unique mandala-like formation, revealing an invisible order that has always surrounded us, waiting to be perceived. Some artists have expanded this concept to create quantum art, attempting to visualize phenomena from quantum physics, probability clouds, wave-particle duality, and quantum entanglement. These artistic interpretations make tangible what mathematics can only describe abstractly. Chemical and material science art chemistry, too, offers a palette of strange artistic possibilities. Crystal growth art harnesses the natural tendency of certain chemical solutions to form intricate crystalline structures. Artists carefully control temperature, concentration, and other factors to guide, but never fully dictate, how these chemical gardens bloom. The result exists somewhere between deliberate creation and natural emergence. Chemical reaction art takes this dynamism further, with pieces that continuously transform through controlled reactions. Imagine paintings that slowly change color as compounds oxidize, or sculptures that evolve through precipitation reactions occurring over weeks or months. The exploration of novel materials has yielded perhaps the most tactile forms of science art. Consider thermochromic materials that change color with temperature, allowing artworks that respond to human touch or environmental conditions. Even more bizarre are pieces incorporating self-healing polymers that can repair damage, or hydrogels that expand and contract based on humidity levels. These works don't merely represent change, they embody it, existing in perpetual transformation. Perhaps most perplexing are bioresponsive materials that react to specific biological markers. Imagine installations that alter their appearance in response to the collective breath of gallery visitors, creating a symbiotic relationship between viewer and artwork. Future directions and implications. As we stand at this curious intersection of disciplines, we must wonder, where does this path lead? The boundaries between artist and scientist continue to dissolve. Research laboratories increasingly host artists in residence, while art studios acquire scientific equipment. This cross-pollination promises ever more bizarre and thought-provoking creations. Emerging technologies suggest tantalizing possibilities. Artworks incorporating synthetic biology that evolve over generations. Pieces leveraging quantum computing to create experiences that change depending on who observes them. Or neural interfaces that allow direct brain-to-art communication, bypassing traditional sensory channels entirely. Conclusion: the marriage of science and art reveals something profound about human creativity itself. These bizarre creations remind us that the universe is stranger, more complex, and more wondrous than our everyday perception suggests. By making the invisible visible, the intangible tangible, and the abstract concrete, science art expands our awareness of reality's hidden dimensions. It challenges us to reconsider not just what art can be, but what science can reveal beyond data and theory. I leave you with a question to ponder. In a world where algorithms can generate beauty, bacteria can paint, and physics can sculpt, what does it mean to be a creator? Perhaps the most profound art of all is the act of perception itself, finding meaning in the bizarre confluence of natural laws and human imagination. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and remember that the strangest art often reveals the deepest truths.